So, welcome. My name is Calvin Campany. I am a licensed real estate salesperson for Howard Hanna Real Estate. And I am doing a series of interviews with folks that you quite honestly just need to know around the North Country. This is targeted for folks who not only might be moving to the area, but folks who live in the area who might want to know a little bit more about it. So, I am very excited because not only is she super amazing as the director of tourism for the region, but she's also a good friend and a awesome person to be around. It's Kristen Auctor. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, of course. Happy to be here.
So tell me a little bit about you, your position, and what it is that you do.
Mm. So I am the director of tourism at Naturally Lewis, and I have actually been part of the tourism promotion agency for Lewis County since 2016. So just promoting what we have for assets here to people outside of the area so they can come and visit and hopefully see all the benefits that we see when we live here.
Now, when you say area, what is your purview? What's your region of
Right,
expertise?
so we are Lewis County, New York, which goes all the way from Harrisville on the northern end all the way down to Osceola, which is about 63 miles northern end to the southern end of the county. But we also do some promotion for the other counties where Tug Hill resides in, so a little bit of Jefferson, Oswego, and Oneida counties as well.
Okay, so tell me a little bit about Tug Hill. What is Tug Hill? I think people know what Lewis County is. You can look at a map.
Sure. Yep. So Tug Hill is a very unique land mass that's located actually between the Adirondack Park and Lake Ontario. Um, a ton of wilderness. It is very, very rural with extra R's and U's to expand that out. And a lot of it is not it's wilderness. So you're looking at hiking trails, you're looking at four-wheeling trails, depending on which part of the plateau you're or the Tug Hill you're on. It used to be called Tug Hill Plateau. I've been informed that it is not a plateau
Not
and it is
officially, right?
I believe it's a cuesta, I think is what it is called. So um, I may accidentally use plateau just because I was raised that way, but it is the Tug Hill, period.
That's awesome. So, what I'm just going to ask you, what is there to do around
Mhm.
this area? If I were to move here, what would I do? What are the best
Yeah,
things?
so fun story. I grew up here, raised here, and I could not wait to get away because I didn't see that there were so many things to do. And I moved back a decade later after living in all these other places around the country and realized that there actually was a lot more here to do than what I originally was aware of. So the thing is here is the majority of it is outdoor recreation. So we are not attempting to be Broadway. We don't necessarily have the theater shows and things like that. But when it comes to outdoor recreation, we're the mecca. Like we are the place that you can come. We have both motorized and non-motorized, which is a unique aspect because a lot of other regions are
Mhm.
focused on one or the other. So it makes it really optimal for people that live here because we have that diverse offering for both the motorized and non-motorized.
Now, tell me a little bit about that. So, when you say
Mhm.
motorized, I assume you mean like snowmobiling, ATVing.
Yep. So motorized, anything that has a motor really. So we have in the winter, we have snowmobile trails. We have over 500 miles worth of snowmobile trails, and you can connect all the way to Canada from our snowmobile trail system. Like it's part of the state trail system. So it's amazing. And we have great clubs that maintain the trails. So they have a whole system in place and they do great work on average. The snowfall has gotten less over the years, and I get in trouble for that sometimes, even if it's not my fault. But um, we, on average, 200 inches of snow per year. Like when we have snow on the Tug Hill, nobody else has snow. So people are coming here. Makes it really great for our businesses. Can make it a little bit dangerous at times too, if we're being honest. So just being aware of the rules and things when you come up is important. So that's winter. And then for the rest of the year, we have our side by side OHV ATV trail system that's ran by the county. They do an amazing job. They are seasonal roads, some off-road trails. There's a couple play areas. Excuse me. Recreation, forestry, and parks does a great job at maintaining those and creating new trails. Again, over 500 miles worth of those trails, and really just makes it a unique experience to go out in the woods and riding your ATV around with your friends is really fun. But
I
super
love it.
important to stay on the trails
Yeah.
themselves so you're
So,
not ruining it for other people.
we worked on this together. So give me, I'm going to kind of just throw you this. So say I have a
Mhm.
free weekend. I just moved here. Is the winter or the summer? And I want to
Yep,
have an experience either on my snowmobile or my side by side. Give me an
yep.
itinerary for an awesome weekend to enjoy that kind of thing.
Mm. Yeah, absolutely. So I say if you're showing up, and what's great about our area as well is we have a multitude of different places where you can actually rent side by sides and ATVs and snowmobiles. So if you don't necessarily have your own, that's not a huge issue. So say you do move here and you want to maybe test the waters before investing in a $23,000 machine or
Only the
whatever it
weekend.
ends up being. Yeah, just do that. You can rent one for the weekend, right? So we'll just pick snowmobiling for ease of access. West Wind is one of the places where you can rent from, so you can head right there and turn, rent your snowmobile and all your gear because they'll suit you out. They have GPS units right on their snowmobile. A lot of the
Wow.
snowmobiles do have them right on
I had no
there.
idea. That's amazing.
Um, yeah, and just if you haven't seen the pictures of what the windmills look like up on the Tug Hill in the winter with the snow, and you're looking at the horizon across, and you can see the Adirondack Park in the background, like just absolutely gorgeous. So many great restaurants up on the hill where you go. Tug Hill Hook and Ladder. They use so many local foods. They get their, cheese curd from Schultz's that's in Lowville. So everything that you're getting along the way is quality as well. So you're having a good time. You're outside. You're enjoying. You're supporting local businesses. It's really just a good time to be had for all.
That sounds like a good weekend. So okay, so say I'm not a motorized person. Say
Mm,
I want something non-motorized and in a family,
absolutely.
a small family with some younger kids. What would there be to do in
Yeah.
Tug Hill or Lewis County?
We'll just stick with the season, right? So we're still kind of in our winter mode. Snow Ridge Ski Resort is also in that Turin area.
Hmm.
They have lessons that you could do. They have rentals there as well. So they have a variety of different levels for people to go skiing. If skiing downhill is not your thing, Osceola Ski and Sport Resort down in Osceola has cross country skiing there and snowshoes. So you can rent both of those and take a walk out there. And I also know that the county is working on a really cool area in Branningham called the Commons,
Oh,
where
I
they're
didn't know.
actually going to
Okay,
do some cross country trails through there in the winter as well and snowshoeing. So like, there's just these little things that pop up everywhere, and there's just always something to do, whether you're looking for kind of that motorized action adrenaline rush, or if you're just looking for a casual, calm relaxation type of situation. So Snow Ridge has really great downhill skiing, and if downhill is not what you're interested in, Osceola Ski and Sport Resort in Osceola has cross country skis as well as snowshoes that you can rent. So you don't have the vertical impact of skiing. You're just headed horizontally across. And then the county is doing some really great things, developing some trails in the Branningham area called the Commons. So they'll have some really great trails through there very soon as well.
I didn't know about that. That's pretty cool too. One of my
Hmm.
very favorite winter events every year is Camp Oswegatchie in the town of Krogan has their candlelight snowshoe
Snowshoe walk.
once a week, and it is magic. They do about a mile
Yeah.
of trails lit with candles, and then they have a bonfire after. It's winter
Yeah.
wonderland.
Just gorgeous, I bet too.
So I
Hmm.
find when you live in this area, you just need to look. there's so much fun happening. There's inner tubing downhill at Maple Ridge.
Hmm.
That's a
Yep.
blast. Yeah.
Yep. And there's all, so I feel like, and this, I might get kicked out of the residents club for sharing this, but like there's so many just like hidden little gems that locals love. So they sometimes don't necessarily get shared until you've dedicated yourself as like somebody who should be here, and we know that you're going to take care of our secret locations, right? So
Right.
um, I'll share one. If you look up Eatonville,
Eatonville.
it is, yep, it's a very cool little, there's like a little stream that goes through there. And when the water is the right depth, you can actually take inner tubes down and you can go down in an inner tubes. But like, that's not anything that people talk about per se.
It's
It's
right.
just these little secrets that we all know of. So,
I know
yeah.
all this talk about snow. Let's talk about summer. I love that you brought up water.
Hmm.
What are some of the water things to do? I
Yes.
mean, I personally love kayaking. I love, swimming. Where's some good places to
Hmm.
swim, kayak, fish?
Yeah, so Whetstone has a really great little like picnic and swim area there.
Hmm.
In addition to that, we've got Black River and Beaver River, which are both great for paddling. I think I mentioned earlier, like some of them are very calm, and you don't have to worry too much about the current. And then some parts of the river get really busy. And then also in September, we have some whitewater releases with some of the water ways that we have got here. So it's just, again, it's a little bit of everything. You just have to figure out what it is that works for you.
Hmm.
But there's always enough people here that will help you figure that out
For
too.
sure. For sure. Once
You
you
find
find
your tribe
the
here.
community. Yeah. So tell me about the food. What's the food situation here? Where do you like
Mhm.
to eat? What do you like to eat? What is Tug Hill and Lewis County known for?
Yeah, I would say that just we have so much in regards to like our agricultural roots around here. So looking for dishes that are kind of focused on some of our dairy and cheese products is huge.
Hmm.
I mentioned cheese curds that Tug Hill Hook and Ladder always gets from Schultz's. Well, we've got a multitude of different producers in the area that produce just great, great different opportunities. And then like Tug Hill Estates does great with pairing their local wines with dining experiences with local foods. So that's a really cool combination. Um, and then of course maple anything in this area,
Wait,
right,
maple is a thing?
is that's apparently a thing. Um, we've got the two Maple weekends that happen in March,
Hmm.
where the producers open up and you can go in and see what they're doing and buy all their stuff. And, you can get not just maple syrup, but maple sugar and maple cotton candy and, bacon maple wrapped sausages, whatever. You can get pretty much anything around here. So,
Right.
um, and then, of course, we have things like Krogan bologna, which is just iconic and is shipped all over the world. So yeah, very, very cool. Again, just kind of niche things that we're used to around here.
Yeah, and I think because we live in such an agricultural area, we really do benefit from that. Like when you talk about Maple Weekend in March, so yeah, we start making maple syrup in March, but that kind of opens the door to all the farm fresh food stands that start up, the farmers
Absolutely.
markets. So you're getting literally the freshest of vegetables, freshest of meat,
Yeah.
the freshest
Fresh
of
as a milk. You can go to a creamery and get cream line milk,
right.
that's so fresh that you literally can hear the moose cowing that produced it for you. So,
Right. I tell folks that when you live here, you can know the farmer who makes your milk, you can
yeah.
know the gardener who makes your vegetables, you can know the
Hmm.
like pork or beef or duck or
Yeah.
chicken. Like it's all here, it's all fresh, it's all locally made. It's kind of
Yeah. It's
like
nice. It's nice to know where your stuff comes from as well.
100%, and you can do that here.
Hmm.
So tell me, if someone were to move here or relocate here, how do you
Sure.
plug in? What would be a way to get involved in the community? How would you do it if you were new to this area? Well, you kind of were. You moved away and moved back. How do you
I
how do you do
was, yeah, I moved away. I just I started joining a lot of clubs and kind of getting involved with things that came up. So I was working at a local CAPC and they had a leadership academy, right? It was this whatever, little program is going to introduce you to things in the area. And through that, I met so many people, and then I got a new job, the tourism job, from that. And like, it just, you have to put yourself out there and you have to talk to people, and not everybody is going to be your person, and that's fine. But finding the people that you do connect with
Hmm.
is fairly easy. People do tend to chat around here. We're a chatty bunch. Um, but local coffee shops like here in Lowville, but then also Pioneer Cafe just to the south, or even in Harrisville, they have a great couple little locations downtown where you could just meet. So I think just going to those local spots and putting yourself out there is a really good opportunity, and people are used to it now. There's so many more people that are working remotely that
Hmm.
it's more common for you to see an unfamiliar face and still be pleasant to them and welcoming and share your stuff. So
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Similarly, I moved back too after being gone a number of years, and I really found, as you know, I'm a cyclist, so finding a group
Mhm.
of bikers was, I mean, that's
Yeah.
your community that you start growing.
Yeah.
And just from
Yeah.
that group, just because we happen to like biking, then I met some amazing people who then expanded my circle that much further, and then that introduced me to
Yeah.
other things. So I
Yeah.
like that advice, just to find whatever your
Yeah. Like
yeah.
yours was a recreational club, right? So, but if you're moving here, maybe not everybody is outdoor or recreational focused.
Hmm.
We have great library programs around here, community focused workshops. Lisk Florals does different arrangement classes. Like there's just so much happening all the time. That really, if you're looking, you'll find something to do.
I agree. I agree. So, well, thank you. This has been awesome. Any
Yeah.
last bit of advice, for tourism? Where do you see tourism here? What do you see it as you have a really interesting philosophy of creating assets for the locals first. Like,
I do, I do. So our next kind of 3 to 5 years is, although we appreciate the tourists that are coming in here, we really want to focus on developing some assets that are recreationally based, that could be considered as, a tourism asset, and people can come in and enjoy that. But something that us as residents get to use 365 days a year, we really want to start developing those assets, and continuing to make Lewis County and the Tug Hill region a better place for all of us to kind of live and work and play. Because if you like where you are, you're going to do good things there, hopefully. Fingers crossed.
yeah, no, I agree. And thank you for all the work you're doing, because you're making Tug Hill and Lewis County a great place, like you said, to live, work, and play. So, well,
Well, thank
thank you
you.
again. I really appreciate it. Hopefully, some of the listeners found some good wealth of wisdom, and anything that I see that might need a link, I'll put it in the show notes. So
Perfect.
follow us for more. But thanks, Kristen. Oh, one last thing.
Thanks,
How do people, if
Colin.
they need to reach out to you, how would they get a hold of you or your
Mm,
department?
yeah, absolutely. Give me a call at 315-376-3014. I think is the office number, or you can email me at kristen@naturallylewis.com.
Fabulous, fabulous. Well, have a good rest of your day, and we'll see you on the snowmobile trails, maybe.
See you later.
All right, bye.
Bye.